I want to use for our Friday 5-minute focus uh, a line of scripture that we find in Philippians, the first chapter. Very, very familiar passage of scripture, pericope. And it reads as such. It says, "Brethren, count it all joy when you fall into divers temptation." This scripture, this pericope, uh, actually speaks volumes of the commitment and the faith that Paul has in God in general and specific, because the last few weeks we've been encouraging you through your discouraging times, and speaking of all the times that we feel like throwing our hands up and walking away and giving up and the white flag raised. I wanted to share this scripture because it's very important, and transparently speaking, it's a scripture that we all could immediately attest to. When Paul says, brethren, first of all, that's unisex used. He means brothers and sisters. Count it all joy when you fall into divers temptation. Well, the first thing I want to bring to you and to lay in your lap for this Friday afternoon is that when he says count, the word count absolutely means take. And so for this last three and a half, I want to talk to you and put in for a mantra to use for today and this weekend. Make it happen. You ought to say it to yourself. Make it happen. Self, make it happen. When he uses that word count, he literally encourages himself. He speaks to himself and says, "Self, I don't care what it is that you are encountering, you were encountering, or you will encounter. Make it happen. Make it happen. Count it all joy." What do you mean to be joyful when jobs are shutting down and finances are slimming? Count it all joy. Be happy. My children are doing their own thing, and I don't know what they are from day to day. Count it all joy. The building has been shut down. The church. Count it all joy. Well, make it happen, because he's teaching us that no matter what comes our way, past, present, or future, joy is what will send you through it. Oh, yes, I know it's raining, but the good news is every rain, or every storm, should I say, will run out of rain. And every sun has to play tag with the moon at some point in time. You do not always have to stay where you are, because you can make it happen. Beloved, listen, he says, count it all joy, no matter what it is, whether it's grief, whether it's bereavement, whether it's sickness, whether it's a mental capacity shut down, whatever it is, your emotionalism that's trying to overtake you, whatever it is. Folk talking about you, they talked about Jesus. So whatever it is, count it all joy. Make it happen. You have the power to have a good day or a bad day. I know it. I know you think that no, it's based above how people treat me, what people say about me. That is the biggest lie from the pits of hell. You have the ability to make it happen. You may have a bad day right now, but you ought to point to yourself. You ought to tap yourself on the shoulder, in the chest, or tell yourself, "I'm making it happen. There's nothing that is happening that I cannot handle. Make it happen." Then he says, count all joy when you fall into diverse temptation, many different temptations, a myriad of circumstances circumstances, a multiplicity of happening, whatever it is, he says, when you get into those places and one translation, get into those sticky situations where it's becomes somewhat of a challenge to overcome the temptation part of it. You can make it happen. Because in the middle of all of that is joy. And that's where I want to say. In the middle of your mind, joy is there some way. I hate that. If you don't believe joy is in the middle of every situation, ask Paul when he was around the Romans. He says, and we know that all things work together for the good of them who are called according to his purpose. Count it all joy when you fall into divers temptation. So whatever it is you're going through, I don't care how big it is, how small it is, how long it is, or how short it is, make it happen. Plant a seed, plant a $5 seed, because no person ever reaps a harvest, no matter how large or how small it is, unless they first plant a seed. Be blessed. Make it happen.